T-minus 1 minute and counting. Three, two, one.
Hello and welcome to this week's Flyer Show. My name's Ian Seeger.
I'm Ed Hicks.
And I'm Dave Calderwood.
In this week's show, we'll be giving you a bit of a preview about Aero. So get the thanks in early. Thank you very much, Cirrus Continental Aerospace Technologies, Lone Mountain Aircraft, for sponsoring our coverage there. And also thanks to SkyDemon for sponsoring the channel and this show. So here is this week's SkyDemon tip.
Hi, I'm Hannah from SkyDemon, and this is this week's top tip.
When flying over high terrain, the colour high terrain feature is a great way to easily visualise mountain valleys and passes while planning a route. Go to Mapping, Terrain and Surface Features, and toggle on Colour High Terrain. Here you can set the maximum altitude that you're willing or able to fly. You'll see the colours on the map change, and there's a handy key here to tell you what the colours mean. Any terrain higher than 500 feet below your reference altitude will be coloured red. Then there's a band of orange for any terrain higher than 1,000 feet below the reference altitude, and then a band of yellow. And any terrain lower than 1,500 feet below your reference altitude is shown in a pale green to contrast the high terrain, making the valleys easily visible. You can also turn on Colour High Terrain in Go Flying mode, which uses your own altitude as the reference altitude.
For more information, go to our website, skydemon.aero.
There you go, terrain.
So, colouring in. Who knew colouring in was an option on SkyDemon?
I like the terrain display. I don't like it so much when the weather's kind of like misty and foggy. Not foggy, but when visibility is a bit reduced, and
It is.
some of the longer trips through France have been a bit like that. But
but there's no question that having terrain alerting like that is valuable.
yeah, it makes you decide to do something sensible rather than go and try and pick your way through the valleys, I would say.
Absolutely.
So-
Talking of doing sensible things, should we listen to see what Simon has for us in the weather forecast this week?
Evening all, hope you're doing well this evening, and I've got some good news for you. It's not a bad weekend ahead. Yes, we've got some increasing winds, and yes, we've got some cloud, but actually it's not bad overall. Friday looks like it's going to be starting off okay, fairly cloudy, as you can see here across many parts of England and Wales. We've got a front that's through western Scotland, down through Eastern Ireland, western parts of Wales. Notice the rain quite heavy here getting into the west of Scotland as well. And what we'll find is during the course of the morning, that front slips eastwards. But look how it weakens across Scotland and northern England as it does so. Still some hefty bursts of rain across parts of Wales and southwest England. And the front getting into the Midlands and staying across southwest England into the evening. But East Anglia and the southeast staying generally verifiable through the day. Bright conditions following in from the west, some hefty showers across western parts of Scotland and Ireland, but overall not bad. Typical bases in the south and east, 4,000 foot base, 10,000 foot tops. Along the front, probably looking at 1,000 to 2,000 foot bases. Tops at around about 12 to 15,000 feet. Following in behind, 3,000 foot bases, 12,000 foot tops, but higher in those heavier showers. Now, as we go through into Saturday, so we're going to be finding still the remnants of the front across East Anglia in the southeast. Few spots of rain there. Hefty showers, though, piling into the west of Scotland through Saturday morning, spreading into central and northern Scotland as well. And really for Saturday, much of Scotland sees some showers on and off through the day. Elsewhere, well, Generally, it's fair. Decent flying conditions to be found across many parts of England and Wales. Yes, there could be a little bit of rain across the far southeast, on and off through the day, but certainly through the channel, I think, cloud and outbreaks of rain. Bases here probably getting to about 1,000 to 2,000 feet, tops at about 10,000 feet. Across Scotland, 3,000 foot bases, 15 to 18,000 foot tops. Elsewhere, 4,000 foot bases, 10,000 foot tops in relatively light winds. Now, as we get in towards Sunday, so high pressure is going to be building. There it is, building in, look, so that by midday on Sunday, it's actually centred over Ireland, but is bringing fair conditions to most. Could just be some cloud across northern parts of Scotland, a little bit of patchy rain here. That cloud extends through Scotland and northern England, but the bases are relatively high, about 4,000 feet tops, about 8,000 feet. But for most, it is a fair day. Bases 4,000 feet, tops around 7 to 9,000 feet, and overall decent conditions. Should just say watch for a little bit of mist first thing on Sunday morning, but I think that clears away quite quickly. So not bad conditions at all. I think you'll agree into the weekend, but the winds do increase late on Sunday evening and into Monday, coming in from an east or northeasterly direction, so just be prepared for that. And that's pretty typical of an east to northeasterly flow. I talk more about it at Aviation or Weather School. And if you've not been yet, why haven't you been? This is your chance on the consecutive Tuesday evenings of the 12th and 19th of May between 6:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. to join me live online for my Aviation Weather School Part 1. I will take you beyond the Met PPL syllabus. I'll tell you what you really need to know about weather, and whether you're a student pilot right the way through to commercial pilots, all have been to Aviation Weather School and said they got a lot from it. I'll get you flying more, and I'll get you flying more safely. So you can book your place now at weatherschool.co.uk, and it'll be super to see you there. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Looks half decent for a change.
Well, and just as well, we're going away.
Yep, absolutely. Can't wait on Monday. Right, shall we move on to some news?
Yes.
Let's move on to some news then. Who's first up on the news? Oh, I see, it's Dave.
Yes, well, British Airways has opened the window for applications for its 2026 fully funded pilot training scheme. They call it the Speedbird Pilot Academy. They don't actually do the training. They work with some approved training organisations to deliver it. Anyway, it opened on Tuesday. It closes on Thursday, the 23rd of April. Applicants need to be between 17 and 58. They have to have 6 GCSEs or equivalent, including maths, English language and a science subject. You have to have a valid passport. The key to getting through, having spoken to the people at British Airways, the key to getting through is to prepare. Yep. It's a really thorough process. There's a lot of testing going on. There's lots of stuff on the BA Careers website. And if you haven't spotted it already, we've also done a little video with the pilot recruitment manager, Lucy Sylvester, and also senior first officer, Genevieve Pearmain, who is involved in the selection process.
And that's definitely a way to get, I hesitate to use the word inside track, but there's some great top tips on there.
Absolutely. I mean, what comes through on that video is you really do have to be prepared and work at it. Yeah. Get going now if you're thinking about it.
Henry, can you do one of those click on a link things up there, down, whichever corner it's in, and then people can look at it? Thank you. Good. Right, next to you, it's me.
Hey,
I'm up next. So this is the news that Garmin have launched a new pilot watch. They seem to launch them regularly.
Okay.
Say.
How big is this one?
51 millimeters, if you really want to know.
That's a bit over 2 inches.
It's a chunky one.
Yeah,
it's a chunky one. So this one's got InReach plus LTE built in, and single button SOS. So even if you don't have a phone with you, you can still communicate by text and send. It's got LTE and the satellite basically.
Single button SOS. So there's no chance that I might bang the watch on my desk.
There's always.
And all of a sudden, a search and rescue helicopter turns up
bang a watch,
outside.
there's always a chance, I suppose. I mean, I suspect there's
a safety in that.
I haven't actually seen one in person yet. We got the press release yesterday and we got some pictures, as you can see.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll see one at Friedrichshafen next week. It's got all the normal stuff, so all the aviation tools, 24 hours battery life, the health tracking that you get with Garmin and stuff like that. And it's going to cost you probably probably about £1,200. Should you want that?
Wow.
And it's kind of one of those things where you go, you can have that conversation about pilot watches, about whether you need them or you don't need them, and people have different views. But I'll tell you what, if you find yourself upside down in a field somewhere, you're going to go, wish I'd spent that £1,200 on that single button SOS or something that gives you that. You can achieve that in different ways.
You say that. I did hear a story of someone who turned an aeroplane over at a strip where there was no one else at the strip, and that person was only found when, and he was okay, but he was only found when people started looking for him a few hours later. Wow.
Yeah. Still.
Yeah.
There you go. So hopefully find out more about that at Friedrichshafen. You've got an electric story.
I have an electric story, yes. Woo-hoo. And this is the exciting news that MagniX, not MoulinX, have announced plans for an electric RV10. That wasn't on my bingo card for this week, I must admit.
No.
MagniX, you'll remember, have been working on the electric Beaver, which we've seen a few times at Oshkosh. And you remember there was a historic flight probably 2 or 3 years ago now, where that was done live on social media. But so MagniX, battery and motor pioneers, and they've got a 175 kilowatt motor that weighs 55 kilograms, so 235 horsepower in equivalent terms. And thinking about it, like Homing IO 540, which is typical engine for an RV10, weighs 200 kilos. So, but obviously battery. Is still the question, isn't it? MagniX say that the motor will be available to purchase from 2027. They've apparently turned up at Sun and Fun with an RV10, but I suspect, as I've only seen a rendering of the MagniX electric RV10, that maybe the RV10 that's there is not
quite
not
fully
the full
electric
thing yet. But basically, they're saying there's a fully integrated electric powertrain comprising motor, power electronics, plus they're in what they call the industry-leading Samson battery product, which I must admit I had never heard of until this press release. Mm-hmm. So, and I have to say, because they're saying, this is a first, but I thought that Pipistrel once offered, once they had their motor and battery from the Velis Electro up and operating, Pipistrel actually went to home builders and said, "We'll sell this as a separate item."
They did, yeah, on the market.
So I don't know. That's definitely a first for MagniX.
No.
Anyway, Reed McDonald, who's CEO of MagniX, said, "We're excited to bring a marvel of electric flight to this new segment of the market. MagniX electric engines coupled with our industry-leading batteries can be used for any application currently powered by 120 to 175 kilowatt piston engines." So,
wow.
Why did you choose the RV10 in particular?
I don't know. It's a popular, I would say it's, as kit planes go, it's a popular 4-seat choice. It's got lots of useful load. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put my skeptical hat on and go, we need something with lots of useful load because batteries are heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and being experimental, it's probably quite, and it
allows
has
flexibility
as well. So
yeah, and it's a good, reliable, predictable airframe. So when you have a new power plant, you want a trusted airframe, don't you? So
should be fun. I look forward to seeing one flying at some point.
Well, they do say that they're hoping to have a flying aircraft later this year. So maybe that means Oshkosh.
You never know. Have they dropped any hints about how much it might cost to have
Of course not. This is press information about future products, and as we know, price very rarely figures.
And do you know what that says to me? Because I reckon that says to me that the low price of it is not one of their strong points in the story. Otherwise, they'd have been leading on that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
engine for your RV10 for just
£10,000.
$10,000 or something.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
more to come.
Yes.
Dave, talking of more to come.
There's a microlight.
Surprised me, this story.
The microlight is Alto NG, a company called Exo Air Sports, and also Flylight, 2 British microlight companies. They formed a joint venture to import the Czech-made microlight, the Alto NG. The aircraft will be arriving this month. A new version of it will be arriving this month, and we're at Popham for the microlight trade fair, and it will be used for type approval. Now, I know what you're going to say.
Didn't we see this last year?
Exactly.
At Popham?
We did. But the difference is that was there to show it and get some reaction. This one is here because it's going to go through the type approval process.
So this one is coming here and staying here?
Well, if it's going to go through the type approval process, it's going to have to stay here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Very good. I did quite like the look of that. It
Yep.
was because there's a bit of a gap now, isn't there, where the Sports Star used to be. So 600, a nice looking 600 kg microlight, and it was they were promising quite a competitive price point, weren't they? So
Yeah. They haven't confirmed a price at the moment, but it's a long process, the type approval process.
it is.
As people we know have found.
I'm pretty sure that between Popham coming up and Aero next week, we're going to see a whole load more in the 600 kilogram
Yeah.
market and find out a lot more about it. So good. Ed, you've got a story, haven't you?
I've got a very exciting story because it is Piper Fury news. Yes, it's the name that you can't say with a. I'm sure
with a straight face.
I know. Yes,
I wish I hadn't called it that.
Yeah, it's like, what were they thinking? I don't think they were thinking when they came up with Piper Fury. Anyway, I'll contain my enthusiasm. Yes, contain my fury. Yes. Anyway, good news for European owners of Piper M700 Furies, because you can have a factory option to have more propeller blades.
Wow.
I know, 7 in fact. This is
7?
I know, 7. Yeah, this is the 7-blade MT prop, and it's had an EASA supplemental type certificate approval for the M700, and basically, nice high-tech prop like the MT provides. Enhances cabin comfort and refinement in operation and a responsive flight profile, apparently, whatever one of those is. I think basically it boils down to the fact that you've got decreased takeoff performance, decreased takeoff distance. Higher climb rate and quieter cabin. So
What's the limit on props then? How many can you have?
well, it's funny you should ask this, because Piper didn't provide a press photo for this. You go, this is exciting, Piper. Yeah, you go, we've got 7 blades. You go, great, we need to see this. No press photo. So I had to resort to ChatGPT. I said, ChatGPT, I gave it the current M700, and I said, give me a Piper M700 with more blades. And this is what it came up with.
Brilliant. Alice.
Yes. And I'm going, well, I'm not sure that's 7, but we've ended up with 9. And I'm going, well, maybe this gives us an idea of where the future product development of the M700 Fury is going. So I said,
we should call it the Furry.
yes. So I said, ChatGPT, how about you give me more blades? So we ended up with this. And then I said, well, let's not stop here. So give me all the blades. And then we ended up with this.
I think ChatGPT was starting to get a bit of a headache at that point.
Yeah, so there we go. So
other stuff going on there.
So you've seen it here exclusively. This is the next few years of the development of the Piper M700 Fury.
Do you think they'll rename it the Epic Fury?
Probably not. No, indeed.
Is that name taken?
Yeah. Anyway, if you fancy more blades, then talk to your regional Piper dealer.
Well, maybe it wasn't a Piper thing. Maybe it was an MT thing, and that's why Piper haven't done the
Yeah, maybe.
press photo.
Yes. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're right. I don't
know. I'm guessing.
I've seen the multi-blade MT props are fantastic. There's often one on the MT stand at Aero. I'm sure there'll be one this year, and they're a thing to behold.
They are, and ultimately, I think that's what it comes down to. People go, it's shorter takeoff, quieter. It's probably not that much shorter. It's probably not that much quieter. It just looks a hell of a lot better.
But we do know that when it comes to blades on a propeller, you
can't have too many.
Pilots, it's bragging rights, isn't it?
Exactly. You've got
So.
it. Spot on. Right, my story next, talking of bragging rights. So this is all about Aura Aero, the French company that are behind the integral 2-seat aerobatic trainer, but they're also behind the 19-seat ERA, kind of like a business aircraft regional aircraft, European regional aircraft, I guess the ERA stands for in that particular instance, and maybe cargo kind of stuff. They've scored themselves Series B funding of another 50 million, which brings their total up to 340 million so far. They're going to use that money to further develop the 19-seat ERA and to finish certifying the Integral S, because the Integral R tail dragger version, which looks gorgeous, lovely looking airplane.
Love that. I think
that's certified already. The S with the nose wheel has gone like, okay.
We may not like the looks of it, but it is a practical proposition in today's market.
I know. And they're going to expand their production facilities as well, so they can carry on building. But they've raised an awful lot of money, and they're starting to deliver aircraft.
You say awful lot of money. It's still relatively small.
I know it's
fry
easy
in,
for
in
you
the
to
world of
burn your way through 340 million on your Cub restoration.
Yeah, but compared to some of the funding amounts that we hear in eVTOL,
this
is
world,
relatively small.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, so well done, well done, Aura, for raising that money.
They have got a bit quiet on their electric project, haven't they? The Integrale E.
Yeah.
My guessing is that they're not getting a huge reception for that.
Maybe not. Yeah, I know. They've got two good piston trainers out there.
Yeah.
I guess having the option for an electric trainer, should it be a practical thing, that they can always go there.
We looked at the Gamma numbers to see how many Pipistrel Electra sold last year, and I think we discovered it was one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so maybe Aura Aero looked at it and thought, wait, look at that big market out. Oh, one.
Well, we're seeing it in the automotive industry, aren't we? Where
yes.
Lots of people who had big plans for electric development are cutting back.
Yeah.
They're all wrong, because electric cars are amazing.
So it's the driver of an electric car.
I'm on my 4th electric car.
Yeah.
And it's I genuinely hope never to go back to an internal combustion engine car.
Oh. One day I'll let you have a go in mine.
You got Jaguar.
Right, Jag.
It's okay. I drove a Jag back in 1963 or something. Right. Last story we got. Actually, we didn't attribute this to anyone, so I'll kick it off and you can all talk about it if you like.
Yeah.
With 8 weeks to go, just 8 weeks to go, the eBase show that takes place at Geneva PAL Expo, the one that's full of bizjets and helicopters and stuff like that, got cancelled.
Yeah, as shows go, this is the posh show, isn't it?
This is posh show. If you went to a press conference or a press lunch there, you'd have like proper china plates and everything. It was like super posh. But it's closed, and
I was really surprised at this.
I was shocked at it. I mean, there was a statement that basically said, reading between the lines, said, the support wasn't there for the show. We've tried to change the format of it a few times.
I have been to that show, and Geneva and PAL Expo, where it's held, right by the airport. It's a very expensive place to go.
It's fearsomely expensive.
If you're a manufacturer and you're taking, say, 50 staff, and you've got to put them up in a good Geneva hotel for the best part of a week, I mean, that's fearsome.
Yeah.
And maybe I do wonder, the buying market for that sort of product now, is a show really a practical answer to any of those buying solutions now? If you're going to buy a bizjet,
I think if you're interested in a bizjet, you'll probably go to the American show.
Yeah. Because
the American show, MPAA as it's known, is
also fearsomely expensive.
It's also fearsome, but it's not as expensive as Geneva, I can tell you.
Yeah. No, Geneva's
Yep.
Too many bankers. Be careful there. Right. Should we have a little bit of club news?
Yes. Let's go for club news.
Come on then.
Right. April landing fees. We've still halfway through. As Sky, I know you make me do this. Sky, Isle of Skye Airfield, Balladoo, Balado, Manchester Barton, Audley End. And next month, Annabelle's already told me about a landing fee at a place called Causeway in Northern Ireland.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's in the month when the famous Northwest 200 motorcycle races are held there. And if you want to go and see a crazy motorcycle race, go and see the Northwest 200.
Usual fire-free landing fee.
Yes. Basically, it's a triangular circuit, 9 miles long altogether, flat out.
Yeah. In other news, if you're a club member, but only if you're a club member, on the 29th of April at 7 p.m, which is a Wednesday, you can see the next members webinar, which is Nigel Webb talking about flying in and around the Channel Islands. Looking forward to that one. But more to the point, you should be a member. If you're a member, you get access to everything we write, everything that we do videos on. You get access to the full forum. And you get access to all the benefits like the free landing fees and discounts and all the webinars. We've got a whole stock of webinars there. So come on, please sign up. It's only £6 per month. flyer.co.uk/
Membership.
There you go. You know it makes sense. So this week we're talking about Aero because Aero is on next week. So first of all, big thanks to... Oops. Hear that? Big thanks to... Cirrus Aircraft, Continental Aerospace Technologies and Lone Mountain Aircraft. Thank you very much for supporting our coverage from Aero. It's not quite as expensive as Geneva, but it's not cheap either. So we couldn't really do it without you. So thank you very much.
And this is, I think it's fair to say, one of the world's premier general aviation shows, isn't it?
I think it's making a bid to be the best.
I think, it's close. It must be the best.
Yeah.
I mean, Oshkosh is a great show, but it's more of an event than a trade show as such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say Aero is an amazing show. Runs from April 22nd to the 25th, and the organisers there are talking about the fact that they've got a new exhibitor record because they're saying they've got over 820 exhibitors from 50 nations. That's amazing.
They probably got a few more when eBay's got cancelled.
Maybe so, yeah. Because outside, Aero's all about two big sets of show halls. Outside, there's a display area, and new from last year was the big dome of glass,
The igloo.
the dome of of business jet aviation. So I wasn't such a big fan of that. No. I think all the good stuff goes on in the halls, and certainly looking at the exhibitor plan this year, there's a lot. If you've been there a few times, maybe, and you've become familiar with it, I think you might be surprised this year. There's a few changes. No, I think it's a good
lost
thing.
Again.
Yeah. But looking around, there's people in different places. I think that's always nice. Switches things up a little bit.
Yeah,
So be sure to have a good hunt around. So what are we hunting around for?
Well, I reckon, obviously the headline stuff is going to be new types, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a few new types.
And we always get surprised.
Well, I know there's going to be a few.
Yeah, we always get surprised, don't we? Because there's usually things that we're expecting.
Yep.
So I think we definitely know there's going to be a new Cirrus Vision Jet there.
G3.
G3. But there's probably going to be
I got an offer to fly that out.
Yes.
But I just couldn't make the timing and the schedule work. So I'm going to do it, but hopefully probably
Another
a bit
time.
later, early in May sometime. But it was like, where's a good place to pick you up on Sunday and we can take you to Friedrichshafen? That was like,
you go, I need to be there before then.
But I just couldn't make it work, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But anyway, so it's new
That's something
Cirrus
to look forward to, yeah.
I wonder if there's going to be a Piper Fury.
I would love for there to be a 7-bladed Piper M700 Fury. That would be great. I'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised as well.
Yeah.
Because we got a press release about this yesterday. We haven't seen it yet, but the Skyleader 600,
Yes.
which in the UK is now approved by the BMAA.
Ah,
By
okay.
the way,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's TADS
Right.
and stuff. But there's going to be the launch of I guess it's a new version of it, the 600 GT.
Oh, GT. What does GT bring?
GT brings, well, you'll have to wait and see.
The question is, though, so if GT...
It's going to be revealed every day by Ashok at 11.
If GT brings differences, what implications does that have for the UK market? Because obviously the 600, the approval is usually quite specific for 600. So does that mean we'll get it's like, here's the new GT model, but that's going to be another approval?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. It will have to be another approval, but whether it depends how radical the change is, doesn't it?
It is,
really?
yeah. In that aeroplane, of the Skyleader aeroplanes, it's the slightly less attractive of the two, I would say. But
it's aimed at a slightly different niche. It might not look quite as good as the 400 to some. I think the paint scheme makes a big difference to that, but it is undoubtedly going to be a wider cockpit.
Yeah.
It's got a retractable gear version. I don't think the performance is going to be hugely different.
I think Ashok is marketing this as the biggest 600 kg type
cockpit.
Cockpit.
Cockpit width,
Yeah.
So it'll be worth seeing. It's always good when there's a new airplane like that. There was hints being dropped from some people that I met from Elixir a little while ago that there's going to be another model, whether it's an entirely different model or a development of the existing model, which I suspect.
Because they've got they've talked about some exciting stuff going on, things like a turbine-powered Elixir, I suspect this is probably going to be a market-focused trainer development, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not exciting, different power plants. It's probably going to be,
Not exciting.
not kind of, burn your hair off kind of.
I guess we'll find out. Talking of what stuff that will be burn your hair off, there's a couple of twins coming, aren't there?
Yeah, there's the Alpi Pioneer 800, which is the twin version of the Pioneer 400.
Yep.
How they got to the name Pioneer 800? I don't know.
Multiplied 400 by 2, I
You think?
think. Yes. But that's a twin. We did see a version of that which was going to be powered by the 912 IS back in 2022, I think it was.
Yep.
But they're saying this one's going to be 2 916 ISs.
That's right.
And that's going to be a bit of a hot ship, I feel.
It will be, won't it?
Yeah.
Because they're pokey engines, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to seeing that.
That will be good. And then sticking with the twin theme,
Yes.
we've got the 86.
The 86, which we talked about on the show last week. We don't know for sure this is coming,
No.
but I'm kind of hoping.
I'm hoping
usually
it'll be
when
there.
people make a big fuss and go, "We've flown it," you go, "Oh, hopefully this will make an appearance." And I do think this is genuinely quite an interesting looking machine, tri-surface. So I would be very excited if this makes it along. So
Yeah, it'd definitely be one to look at
yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then of course there's the Turbo Shock. Turbo Shock.
Do 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 do
Turbo Shock.
do 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 do.
I kind of missed this part of my development.
Were you not in on the bait shot?
David
No,
missed-
Yeah.
no.
So well, besides the do 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 do's,
Yeah.
what's the big difference? What's the big news about Turbo Shark?
Well, I wonder if it could be because it's going to have a turbocharged engine.
Yeah, which yes, but I think
Clue was in the name, I
we
think.
did know though, because everyone goes, "Oh, Turbo Shark or Turbo something." It's going to be a 916 IS, but actually, I think we know that the 916 power plant doesn't fit in a Shark, does it? It's
No, I don't think even the 912 IS fits in a
Fits
Shark. I mean,
because
it's
of-
a very, very well.
the Shark nose is a very small profile.
We've done a great job in terms of drag reduction.
Yeah, but that does mean that actually some of the bigger Rotax engines don't fit. So I believe this is going to be a who are the people from Norway?
Edge performance.
Edge Performance. This is Shark meets Edge Performance Turbo, isn't it?
I love some of their engines, the Edge Performance. They
I-
just the work on them has just looked amazing.
fantastic.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really
So
good.
yeah, looking forward to seeing Turbo Shark. Do
Yeah.
do do do.
One more song. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm. What about the Groppo?
Oh, so we will. So last year, you probably remember, we saw the Grippo Enduro, which was the tailwheel version of the G70.
By far my favourite airplane of the show.
I think by far many people's favourite aeroplane of the show. That was Rotax 912 IS powered.
Yep.
There is a version now with the 916 IS flying, so I am really hopeful that we get to see the 916 IS.
Did you
Grippo
see
Enduro.
Trent Palmer's recent video?
Yeah,
on
so
his,
he's got his
condition inspection, they call it, instead of an annual one.
Yeah, he's got his Legend Nomad.
Yeah.
That's been flying for a year, and that's had some pretty crispy hoses.
Yeah, because
When-
he's got a 916 in it,
In
and the
his,
916 apparently, understandably, puts out a whole
A
load
lot of heat.
and some of the pipes and stuff. He's done something stupid, not stupid. He's done a large amount of hours,
Hours.
like 300 or something else.
He's
It was,
flown a
over,
lot.
it was over an hour a day on average, so over 365 hours in a year, which is
Yeah.
huge. And
But they
that's put a lot of heat into the hoses, and they've all got a bit. Some of
Well,
them got a bit brittle and
They were.
crinkly.
The brittle would be an understatement, because some of those that they showed on film, they literally went crack, and the whole hose just broke.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the Legend had sent someone out to do
give
a
him a
hose
hand.
swap.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that was fascinating to
Yeah,
see.
so it was, wasn't it? And I was kind of go, well, there's a lot of 916s around. I wonder how much heat we're going to get in some of those tightly cowled.
I
aircraft with
think we saw it with Rotax 915, and I think people learned from that with the 916 that actually the packaging issue isn't necessarily the size; it's how you cool it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but with lots of people doing it, there's a lot of knowledge out there. So.
Yeah. Dave, what are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? Well, I'm kind of
Currywurst?
the country first. No, there's a hydrogen and electric summit. Now, I know some people will start yawning at this, the idea of sustainable aviation, but one day it's going to come along because we can't keep burning hydrocarbons apparently. So this electric summit, it's over 2 days at Aero. It's going to be talking about advances in batteries. And at the moment, that's pretty important because that's the route that most people are taking. Obviously, Pipistrel with the Pipistrel with the Velis Electro, which is still the only certified electric aircraft. And the new Bristol B-23 Energic, they're going to be relying on batteries. The Bristol is going to be using the Safran engine, which is a motor, which is a certified motor.
So that's because I was a little bit confused because I'd always felt that they had their own kind of end-to-end package with motor and battery, but this is
Well, the reason that is that the Safran motor called the Engine US.
right.
Confusing. Ingenious, yes. Oh, I didn't think about
See.
Anyway, that's type
They did there.
that's type certified by EASA.
Okay, yeah.
So-
So that really helps.
That really helps the whole thing, So, but it will be using H55. This is the Swiss company.
Yep.
It will be using the rest of their architecture. So the battery system, which is quite extraordinary when you look at the
And the inverters and
and
controls.
the inverters.
things,
So
yeah.
Safran engine motor at the front,
Yep.
followed by H55 at the back, and the whole package is put together by Bristol.
Yeah, and I have to say that is the electric trainer that I'm excited. We've seen it for a few years at Aero, but I'm always intrigued to see.
Remember
where
that
they're
press
at.
conference where we all trekked over to the back of the Zeppelin hangar, went outside
to watch them run
to watch them start. Yeah, and go, zzz, zzz.
It would be a bit like
There was at least some nice coffee and cakes.
What was that?
Yeah.
I can't. They don't forget. Last year they did the big American demonstration tour. They flew the aircraft across the US.
Yep.
I think we're just waiting to see that aeroplane get certified and make it to market now.
Well, I think the Safran motor is
the key there.
the key there, so that they can because the airframe is a known airframe.
Yeah.
And the battery system is now approved. So now the the motor is improved, is included. So
I've got to say, Bristol, from their home built routes, they're a bit of a titan now,
They
really,
are.
aren't they?
They are.
yeah,
No,
that's right.
So anyway,
I haven't mentioned hydrogen yet. Hydrogen fuel cell is also
Because it's all escape.
because it's all escaped. Yeah.
well. Quite a few people think that's the route for aviation, particularly on the bigger aircraft, because batteries are very heavy and still quite limited in their output. So hydrogen fuel cells are seen as a kind of like the way forward for bigger aircraft. And there's one project in particular which will be at Aero,
Yeah.
and that's Beyond Aero, as it's known. It's a French company. They're developing an 8-seat business aircraft. I think they're doing that because that's a doable project rather than going right into an airliner type project.
Yeah.
And it's they're basically redesigning a standard airframe, what they call a CS23, so it's a certified airframe, and they're concentrating on things like installing the hydrogen electric fuel cell technology, and also how you contain that.
Because that is the challenge. Hydrogen is pretty tricky stuff
Yes.
to contain.
I'm not a
because it wants
chemist,
to
but they're
escape
like
all the
really
time.
small molecules.
It is
And
the smallest.
they've just like seep out
Yes.
of everything, don't
It's
they?
the smallest molecule.
Can't keep them in a paper bag.
It's the smallest molecule, but every time I see a hydrogen tanks are quite big.
Well, that's if you keep it in gas form. If you
Right.
chill it, make it into a liquid, it takes up less space.
But that sounds like chilling hydrogen might be getting. That sounds like quite a complex handling challenge.
Well, which is why Beyond Aero are taking that route. They're going to put it in wingtip tanks,
Okay.
partly for ease of refueling, but also because you probably don't want hydrogen anywhere near the cockpit.
Did you know that I think it was TB20, or maybe it was TB10 or TB9 or something, they had an experimental aircraft ages and ages ago during the previous fuel crisis. Maybe we're going to get another one before too long, where they experimented on running that on LPG.
I didn't know that.
And that had sort of pressurized, well, not pressurized, tip tanks that could be pressurized because of the LPG in them.
And there's certainly at Aero, we've seen a lot of university projects. I think there's one to power a sling at the moment, which is hydrogen. I think that's hydrogen fuel cell powered. So you do see there's if you're going to see cutting edge stuff like this, Aero's the place to see it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the success rate of all of those projects is really, really low. Those that make it through to market.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it has to have. People have to be doing it for us to hit
certainly
on.
Does.
50 Beyond Aero have got 50 million euro in investment so far. So some people believe in it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good. Well, we'll keep you posted. Once again, thank you very much to Cirrus, to Continental Aerospace Technologies, and to Lone Mountain for supporting our coverage. Keep an eye out. We'll have a bunch of stuff coming out on the social media from the show. We'll be doing, obviously, our couple of videos. We'll be doing a live stream.
Yeah.
Which will be not a pre-record, but a live stream from from whoever's hotel room has got the best internet.
Yeah. And if you see us at the show, please do stop us and say hello, because we love to see Flyer Club people.
Reminds me, we should take a handful of lanyards in case we need to give those away. Henry, add that to your packing list. Yeah, absolutely. Good. Well, I look forward to that. I can't wait to go.
Aero.
Say it's one of my favourite events of the year. Come back recharged.
Yes. Fantastic. Looking forward to it. So, it's time for What Caught Your Eye this week, and I'm going to go to Dave first.
Oh, right. Crikey, I wasn't
Surprise.
I'm really surprised. I'm last on the list. Anyway, what caught me is the 80th anniversary. What caught my eye was it's the 80th anniversary of the Chipmunk in May, and there's a whole lot of things going on. So the big thing is going to be what's called an international gathering of de Havilland chipmunks. That's going to be on 22nd of May at Wolverhampton Halfpenny Green Airport. It's been put together by the de Havilland Chipmunk Appreciation Society. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Apparently they've got 70 chipmunks booked in already.
Fantastic.
Although it's on the 22nd of May, it's a bank holiday weekend, so it's going to be pretty much going on over the whole...
Can you just imagine all of the oil bits everywhere?
Oh, actually, I do love a chipmunk. It's great.
Yeah, I think they're great as well.
Yeah, but there's also other events going on. There's at Duxford on the 9th of May, which is one of their flying days. They're going to be celebrating 80 years of the. They don't call it the chipmunk. They call it the DHC-1, which is its proper nomenclature.
Well, that's very proper, isn't it?
Very proper, yes. Shuttleworth are going to have an event on the 30th of May at their Wings and Wheels air show. 4 chipmunks, including one from their own collection, as well as the very same chipmunk that a young King Charles III.
Amazing. That's the all-red one, isn't it?
That's the all-red one. Learned to fly in 1969 in this particular aircraft. And a bit later in the year, at Compton Abbas, they're going to have a de Havilland anniversary flying on the 15th and 16th of August.
So get your fill of chipmunks.
Do you know how many chipmunks were built, roughly speaking?
No.
Good question.
Do you?
Do we know?
I think something in my head telling me it was about 1,300, but I can't. I wouldn't.
That seems surprisingly few.
Yeah. But there's probably a whole load of people out there going, "Oh God, I can't even know that.
Don't know how many.
Don't know how many chipmunks was built."
Tell us in the comments.
I'm going to say. I think it was about. Something in my mind going about 1,300. So.
Well, I should imagine Cara de Sola is screaming at the screen
Probably,
right now.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry, Carol.
furiously typing.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, good. Who's next?
Fantastic. You.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to listen to this before
Yes.
I get there, because this is serious. This is a statement from a chap who's involved in this. Some design for elegance, but find they must sacrifice cabin size. Others design for roominess, only to sacrifice speed. Many designers strive for a faster plane, but lose simplicity. I wish they hadn't said plane, because that grates a little bit. I know, but that's it's a quote. So
it's a quote.
But lose simplicity. And those who design for simplicity often lack elegance. Bear that in mind. In seeking to meet a certain need, a designer may find themselves with a plane that is adequate but not excellent. The answer is Envoy, a perfect blend of elegance, roominess, speed, and simplicity. This turboprop aircraft meets the many needs of demanding pilots, all at a reasonable price. Now, this caught my eye because I think you'll agree, when you see it on screen, the General Aviation Envoy is a little bit challenged in its looks, or at least to many. It's kind of if you're listening to the podcast version, it's kind of a little bit squashed. It's long. It's elongated. It's sitting on quite spindly looking fixed gear.
I would say if Temu made a TBM 700, this would be it.
I think that would be one way of looking at it. This one's got the water engine in it. Water stroke Honeywell.
This is so. This I don't think this is a new thing. This is from a
No,
while ago.
it's a while
isn't
ago.
It? Is this a blast from the past?
A little bit, yeah. It caught my eye because it was a blast from the past. It was designed by a guy called Rink Ayers. Ayers being, the company name came from spelling Ayers backwards, which is why it's Sreya.
Oh, okay, right.
It was exhibited at Oshkosh in 2007. There were kind of 3 prototypes built, of which one survives that was registered November 3176 Sierra.
And have I seen that? Because I've got a feeling I've seen a picture of said aeroplane covered in kind of.
Yeah, it's
looking a bit mouldy on a ramp somewhere.
Yeah, the pictures that I've seen doesn't look too mouldy, and that's a ramp at Santa Maria Airport in California. But all 3 of the tyres need air at the bottom because they're all flat.
Oh.
Yeah, There's a bit of a discussion about whether it actually ever flew. No one.
I'm gonna say no.
No, that's what most people are saying. No, it may or may not have done at some point, but no one really knows about it.
The old chestnut. If it looks right, it'll fly right.
Yeah.
I've got questions.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to take 6 people, fly at 250 miles an hour.
Yes.
It's always slightly.
Do all these things at the same time, maybe?
Yes, actually, it was true. 6-seat turboprop, 6 people, 250 miles an hour, 1,300 mile range, not nautical miles, and 200 pounds of luggage, all at the same time.
Ooh.
Although it never flew, so
we don't know.
We don't know. And the truth is, it never made it. I mean, the reason it caught my eye it was because clearly the person behind it was just super passionate and put. You can't build those 3 prototypes and buy a turboprop engine and put it in an exhibit at Oshkosh without investing huge amounts of money, time, energy, love, emotional resource, whatever it is, into the whole thing, just to bring. It was someone's baby, and aviation is just peppered with those things, and occasionally one of them gets over the line, but most of them don't really get over the line. Or at least don't get very far.
I was going to say this is a thing that we've seen a lot of in aviation, isn't it? Is that you get lots of passion projects, and there are things where you look at it and you go, I'm not so sure.
I'm not quite as passionate about it. Yeah, absolutely. But this is a kind of salute to that drive, that passion, that single-mindedness that it takes to bring things home and to get them over the line.
Yeah, and to be fair, we've seen a lot of successes where people have gone. They've had that single vision of going, I believe in this, and I'm going to make it happen. And it takes a big fortune to make
a smaller one,
make a smaller fortune.
Absolutely.
But it has happened, and we've seen aeroplanes because of that. But yes, it
was mine.
This lost in the sands of time, I feel.
So I believe it's somewhere in Santa Maria Airport. I don't know who actually owns that one, if anyone.
Someone might just be waiting for the call.
Well, I mean, the website's still up.
Amazingly,
so,
yeah.
I mean, if you wanted a project,
yes,
I fear that this would be a large one.
Internet rabbit hole for some of you coming up.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, that caught my eye.
Which just leaves me.
It does.
So, have you ever heard of the Aura Aero?
No.
Well, the Aura Aero was a delta-winged jet bomber. It was Canada's answer to the TSR-2, which I'm sure you've heard of.
Yes. Yeah.
And this was a really fantastic looking machine.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing, but it was
a bit like a lightning fuselage.
Yeah, but this thing is massive. Anyway, it was controversial, just like TSR-2, because it was cancelled by the government in 1959. Lots of conspiracy theories about that. But you would think this is an unlikely basis for a flying replica. But there's a group in Canada that have gone, we're going to do this. But they're going to do it at 60% scale. And they've been working on this for 25 years. And they've come up with their 60% scale replica in composites, and you go, this is incredible. It's being done by the Aura Aero Museum in Canada, and yeah, they've been working on this for a heck of a long time. In 2019, they bought a Learjet to use the 2G GE CJ610 engines for it and some other parts. And this has kind of become it's got a bit more relevance in the news because they're saying that they're aiming to roll it out in 2027, autumn 2027, with the goal of that coinciding with the 70th anniversary of the Aura Aero's rollout. And then they're following rollout, they're going to do a bunch of testing and then fly it. And I think this is an amazing thing.
So this just goes to show that
it's a bit like your
not mine. It's a bit like those. What's the word? I'm looking for a word that describes people who take on an unlikely project and spend a whole load of time doing it, like that isn't nutter.
But persistence.
Yeah.
It's beyond persistence.
It's beyond
I think.
persistence.
Yeah.
So you're Dutch
Absolutely.
people who put that.
It's like your helpman that you
The
came up with.
helpman, yes.
Yeah.
That's like a different end of the
It's
scale.
a different end
to
of
a 60%
but it's
scale.
there's a lot of similarities in there.
Yeah.
In the projects there.
Excuse me. Yeah, but yeah, I know. I'm
One day
always,
someone will do it with the Fly Europa.
Oh gosh, I'm always amazed when I stumble across projects like this because they're just.
I thought it looks more like Jaguar from this.
Yeah, I'm bearing in mind 60% scale, so it is quite a lot smaller. But the Arrow was a beautiful thing, so I can't wait to see. Just the whole idea of going, let's make a home built jet with two jets but making a replica.
I mean, the same applies to Vulcan to the Sky. Really, that was. I mean, the whole project. You go, let's take a Vulcan
and
make
fly it
airworthy
again,
and fly the display circuit. That was like, you must be mad.
Maybe
That's
we
never
need
gonna happen.
we could have a flyer project to make a 60% scale Vulcan.
I think we should have a 60% magazine.
60% magazine, yes.
So
yeah.
did the original Avro Arrow fly?
It did, yes. Right. Just like TSR2, it flew, and everyone was like, "This is an amazing aeroplane." And it depends what you read, but it's almost like there was pressure from various other sources going, this is an amazing aeroplane, but this is going to compete with these things. And a bit like TSR2, the project was cancelled overnight, and everything involved in the production of the aeroplanes. I think there were 3 or 4 prototypes. All the tools and jigs, all destroyed.
So they did that for the SR-71 as well.
Yeah, but at least they made lots of those.
Yeah, well, not that many, but
yes, yeah,
a whole bunch of them. But then to destroy the tools and jigs, we were like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, but this,
I'll put them in my garage.
This was something that had so much promise. So, but didn't happen. But I look forward to seeing a home-built replica of this. And if they ever get it flying, then I think that's definitely a candidate to see at Oshkosh.
Now, from that angle, it does actually look very
amazing.
good.
Yeah,
really amazing.
yeah.
Dave, are there any events?
Events. Right, Co. So this Saturday, there's Pilots Careers Live at London. There's 3 other fly-ins on this Saturday. There's Colonel Pasty flying at Bodmin.
Hooray!
Sure, that's not the pasty fly.
A pasty flying at Bodmin. There's 2 vintage aircraft flyings. Both on Saturday. There's a vintage aircraft club flying at Wickenby, and there's a vintage Piper flying at Slape. Bit of competition there. Will people go to both?
Well,
you could probably do both, can't you?
Yeah, you could maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you haven't got like a cub.
Well, funnily enough, if you're
enough.
going to the vintage Piper flying, you might have one of those.
Well, but you might have a Comanche 400 as well.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
In which case, you could definitely do both.
I think I would probably try to arrange them Saturday and Sunday rather than... Anyway.
Okay.
Fly-ins.
Jolly good. And, of course, next week is Aero. So check back. Keep looking at everything for Aero. Keep looking at the website. I'm sure we'll have a Around the Horse feature, which will grow as the week goes on. So thank you very much for that. Thank you again very much to SkyDemon. Thank you to Cirrus Aircraft, Continental Aerospace Technologies and Lone Mountain Aircraft for supporting our Aero coverage. Thank you to the team. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Henry. You are part of the team as well. Just you're in a different place, that's all.
We never see you.
We never see you. Should be like the Stig or something.
That's it, yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much. Have a good one. See you soon.
Bye. Pilot Careers Live in London.
See you there.
In fact, it's quite... Oh, shit.
Who left their phone on? It was Dave, everybody. Dave left his phone on. Would you like to take that?
No, it's just a text arriving.
Join the Flyer Club and be part of the UK's biggest GA community. Save hundreds of pounds with free landing vouchers, watch expert-led webinars and access all the online content on flyer.co.uk. All this and more from just £6 per month or £62 for the full year. Join today at flyer.co.uk/membership.